Beltis, aka Fine Boy No Pimple Afro Podcast here today. We'll be speaking based on the topic of xenophobia, the crisis that's happening with Nigeria and South Africa. First of all, I'm not on either side to get it straight with. It's just I feel like us as Africans, there are other ways of handling things and killing one another. We're the same skin color, so I don't see the point of you killing somebody over a job. Another thing is, it really hurts to see our own people fight for something that has been there, but they only wait for somebody else to take it and then start blaming it on other people. I'm gonna go on some history parts about all of this. And first of all, I'm very disappointed in all the governments in Africa. The governments in Africa really don't take care of its people. Let's talk about job-wise. For example, I can say you can have your doctorate degree and not even have a job. And it can be really frustrating to the point where you want to take it out. You can't take it out on yourself. You can take it out on the government. The government doesn't care because the government only cares about taking money from people and putting it in their pockets and enjoying their lives. But let me go into some history about South Africa itself. South Africa is known as a country that had a great legend named Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a freedom fighter who fought for basically all of Africa's freedom from white colonial people. He was born in 1913 in South Africa. I don't know the exact country, but he did a lot of fighting because people came from other countries and tried to control what was in theirs. Colonial people came to South Africa, for example, try to push black people into a box and let their people in, which I totally disagree with. And it doesn't make sense to come to another person's country and push them around. But it got to the point where his life was on the line, and he had to find places to hide because of people wanting to kill him. And one of the places he was able to hide in was Nigeria, and that was between the year of 1963 to 1964. And in that same year, Nigeria decided to give about 300 passports to South African citizens and free education. Let that sink in. Giving 300 passports and free education. We all know that being born and raised in the continent of Africa, you pay for school. Is it every month or every semester?
Per year.
Per year? And per year, and it's not cheap. And then talking about passports, to get passport here in America can cost you up to $600. So think about them giving it out for free, out of heart, to say thank you for fighting for what you believe in, for our freedom and stuff. It sucks to see how somebody can work so hard for us to have freedom, and then after he has passed, all his hard work goes to the drain. I'm just gonna leave it there. I want you guys to really think about that, because it aches me to the point of I'm very disappointed in our own kind, and I mean, it's life. Okay, next topic. So I've been hearing that the main causes was because Nigerians, they came to South Africa, started selling drugs, and started basically, I wouldn't say corruption, but started poverty in their country. But I also did my research. South Africa also had a drug problem before people even started migrating, per se. Not only Nigerians, but their own people sold drugs. So you can't take the blame on other people. And then Africa is a continent where people are allowed to go to any country. You can't tell somebody to go to this place or that place. People have their rights. I'm saying this as a human. You're a human being. You come to Earth, right? God brought you to Earth. You're gonna die eventually, right? all these things you buy, you're gonna die and leave it. Nothing belongs to you. The only thing that is gonna go is your soul. That's it. You're gonna die with this clothes. You die in this clothes, and this clothes will stay here. You can say you're the president of this country. You don't own the country. Like, nobody owns anything. You're gonna die and it's gonna stay here. Period. Period. Like, it makes no sense. That, and it blows me to the point that you're willing to take another person's life to say that you don't want them in your country, but you do not own the country. Because that same country will still be there after you're passed, and your generation will come and your generation will die, and the country will still be there. So choose your words wisely, because nobody owns anything. Period. Like I said, there was a saying by Nelson Mandela, and it was a really, I felt like this one was it's needed to be said about, and it says, never, never, and never again shall it be that a beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. I did a little bit of research on that, and you're not supposed to fight people of your own. Besides, nobody's supposed to fight against each other, because we're all the same. Even though your skin color is white, your skin color is black, just know that you're not supposed to fight with each other. Everybody wants peace, but yet there's always that specific type of person that wants to feel big and bad and start problems. For instance, I was talking to a good person of mine, and he was telling me that people who are fed up in looking for jobs are the people who will go start causing problems and trying to blame other people for their situations, but they wouldn't blame the government because they're afraid.
Or blame themselves.
Or blame themselves. You wanna come in?
No, that's fine.
Okay. And that's my brother-in-law. He's the one who told me that, and he's pretty right. I wouldn't say Africa's kind of like a communist continent, because people do have the freedom of speech, right? But not really.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on the country. Some do not have freedom. Some do, like South Africa, for instance, they do have freedom of speech.
Yeah, but then like in other countries like Cameroon, for example, you can't just say I'll kill the president, because the next day you're dead, basically. Like, things travel fast in that continent. Besides in our country, right? Things travel fast. Like, you can say one thing, by the next day there's somebody knocking on your door. It's sort of like America, right?
Well, only if you threaten something in America. But in Cameroon, you don't have to threaten.
You don't have to threaten
the people in power. You just have to say something against them. Somebody knocking on your door,
and you're dead. It's not like you have a second chance. You're dead. It's just how it is. And I feel like it's time for us as Africans to take a stand and try to develop our country and motivate other people in building the country. For example, we tend to bring people who want to develop themselves, bring them back down to our level, then increase, like, helping them improve themselves. For example, foreigners coming into countries and building their companies and creating job employment. That's a good thing. I'm not against it. It's perfect. But don't be the hater and try to bring them down, saying, oh, they're coming in, bringing foreigners to come work. I mean, they created the job. They gave you guys an opportunity to apply, but you guys didn't take the opportunity, right? Would you say that? Or do you feel like something?
Yeah, I mean, most of the Africans in South Africa, they're small business,
People,
owners.
yeah.
So I mean, they're more like creating jobs. They didn't come and take anybody's job for the most part. They actually creating jobs.
See, that's from him, not from me. Just to clear it up, I'm not on any side. We as Africans need to actually unite and not divide, because dividing gives the other countries an opportunity to come in and extort us of our goods. And we can see that has been going on a lot for the past years. And I mean, all we care about is money, and we don't care. Some of them will say we care about developing the country, but some of them don't care about really developing. They care about taking the money and putting it in their pockets, like our government. So I'm not gonna make this too long. It's just I just wanted to touch on this, and I wanted to let you guys know. I will have some videos at the end showing you guys exactly like what's happening in those countries. And I don't understand how Nigeria is gonna start destroying local business in their own country, thinking that it was South African countries. I mean, I haven't seen any proof on that it shows that it's a South African company, but they say it is. So yeah, we need to stop the nonsense, to be honest. We're all grown-ups. You claim to be an adult, but you're doing something of an illiterate. You understand? I'm 21, and I know what you guys are doing is wrong. We're in the 21st century, and you're behaving like we're back in the Ice Age where we fight, each man fights for himself. It's not that year. So please put on your big boy pants and do something that everybody, all this killing ends, because it doesn't look good for your kids, because you're sending your kids an image that it's okay to kill another human being, which is not.
Purchase your tracks today.